So they have a lot of people that are on the sidelines, on the sidewalks, getting ready. And it looks like here we go with the parade passing us right now. So who is this?
So this is our Grand Marshal. It is Tom Collier. He is U.S. Navy. He is a volunteer in town as well. He does a lot of, different things to help. Tom served for over 20 years in the U.S. Navy as a pilot, included 3 tours during Vietnam. He is joined by a few people in the car, and the car is a 1949 Packard convertible. This is actually owned by Patrick Shea, Bill Shea of the Ruptured Duck, and this car was in all 3 of the Back to the Future movies. He's joined by the son-in-law Captain Gregory Allen Smith, U.S. Navy, and his granddaughter Midship Riley May Smith of also the U.S. Navy. This is the militia right here. They are Hubbardson residents that serve. They go around doing different tours, showing like the history, and they will be up on the common as well. So we have the veterans. These are, so on the far right hand side, I know a lot of you can't see it, it is our town administrator, Ryan McLean. He is a first sergeant, and he actually just came from a 1-year deployment, and he served in Afghanistan and Iraq. So a lot of people coming out today. Oh, there's Sheila Pelletier. She is our new veteran service officer for the town of Hubbardston. She is also the veteran service officer for Templeton as well. So these floats, there's quite a few floats, and they range from World War II to present day veterans. And like I said, a bus was sent to the Veterans Center on Grove Street in Worcester to pick up a lot of these veterans that you see today, just to make sure that they could come and be part of this. And some more veterans for you. Just a very nice showing. And on this float is, again, Sarah Wyman, who, initially started with it. Here is a motorcycle group right here. They are the Patriot Riders of America. They are Chapter 3. They came out to be here. One of the riders in the group actually does work for the town. So, it's nice to have town support. So here we have a row of volunteers for town. We have our moderator board of selectmen. We have Heather Monroe and Jeffrey Williams, as well as Donnie Berthium and Ann Goby. This passing by right now, everybody, is Monitec Rotc. They are the drill team, so they have come. I don't know if you can hear the band in the background. Borelli Music of Paxton. It is a 12-piece band out here today. So following that band is the Quabbin Regional School District ROTC Navy drill team. Just looking over, there has to be at least 30 of them. Just such a well-organized group, all in sync. It's beautiful. And the next group here is the Golden Agers float. These people come out and they, are very active in the senior center, in the community. They, come out, they sing, they do lunches, they hand out eggs. We actually have Claudia's sister on there, Bev. Claudia is the senior center director and just does an amazing job with all the seniors in town. So we have, this one is Gary Kangas. He is in a Model A Ford. He is a local historian in town. He's a photographer, an author, just has a wealth of knowledge about town history, town events, and was a huge addition to this parade. And he does have Raven Caldera, who I saw in there, who is also part of the militia in town. And we have a few different car clubs that are coming out. Those are coming towards the end, but we do have a few cars thrown in, just antique cars. That one looks like a Buick Continental, both of them actually, in a few more bikes coming out. So next we're going to have a few different groups in. It's actually going to be a makeup of the Hubbardston Girl Scouts, the Hubbardston Boy Scouts, the Hubbardston soccer teams, Hubbardston and Narragansett area youth baseball teams, and Hubbardston softball. So in the front we do have the selectmen's children carrying flags, both the Girl Scout and American flag, and then we have a group of just Girl Scouts ranging from Brownies to Girl Scouts, and everything in between. Oh, thank you, honey.
Thanks.
So we were hand-delivered a flag. So like I said, again, we have Girl Scouts. Here comes the Boy Scouts. Boy Scouts, we have a lot of volunteers in town. It looks like Meg Damalia and a friend of hers. They actually own Tiny Toes and Little Bows in town. I can't remember her name. I'm sorry. So Boy Scouts, there looks like Jamie Pitney, Jeff Young. And then we have the baseball team. It looks like Rochelle is with the baseball team. She is on the board for baseball. And then my child is in there as well. So baseball and softball, and they all range different ages. So we have T-ball kids here, all the way up to Babe Ruth, which is 13 to 15 years old. So here's this float in front of us. It's actually the Hubbardston's Lions Club. They have done so much for the town. They do a big Halloween event, like in the fall time at Rieta. They come out, they do that. They help with the dinghy dash. They help with the town events. Actually, after today, they are going to be giving out free hot dogs and free chips and sodas to everybody who's here. And I mean, there are literally thousands of people here today. So, you know, just like I said, a great group of people who are just so dedicated to this town. So in this car, I don't know what kind of car that is, and I wish I knew ahead of time, but that is the Green Sisters, who play locally. Joyce Green was actually the town clerk in town prior to me coming in, and her family is just very big in town. They do a lot. They do grass-fed beef. They do singing, and they will be singing up on the common today. So, and there is Joyce in this beautiful white truck in front of us with her husband, Rick. And then here come the cars. I don't know how many cars are here. There has to be over 30 of them. And, you know, I went through the line of them earlier this morning and just kind of asked who was here, what clubs were here. And, you know, I thanked them, and they just, you know, they thanked us for being here. It's, you know, they are just honored that, you know, we reached out to them. And that just shows the true dedication to, you know, making this day just a special day and to be here for the veterans. So out here we do have North County Street Rods, so we want to say thank you to them for coming out. The Tie Rods are here, Mid-State Car Club, and also Northeast Falcon Club. And it looks like we have the Indianapolis 500 official pace car here as well. It's a Corvette purple with yellow on it, so just cars of all sorts. So after the parade, like I said, there will be free hot dogs from the Lions Club. They will be giving free hot dogs, drinks, and chips, as far as I know. All of that hadn't changed. And the Senior Center is going to be putting on ice cream. So everybody that comes out will be here for ice cream. I will be one of the scoopers, so I will do my best to make the portions big enough for everybody. So also, we do have a local radio station here. It's WGAW. As you guys know, you're listening to it. So Steve, I want to thank you for coming out today. Yeah. That's huge. We also have WHPA, which is Hubbardston Public Access. They are filming. You can always go on the website. You can go under YouTube, look up WHPA. There's a lot of videos of how this came together, who was part of, you know, who helped put this together, and just, you know, videos of the monuments being done or the replacement of them. So I definitely, you know, if you guys are interested in this and want to see, you'll also see the parade. I know that we're just giving you a, you know, commentary of what's here, but you know, you'll be able to see it on there later, so you can actually see everything that has come through. And like I said, words just can't describe how wonderful it really is.
And Laura, you were also saying that it's taken about a year to plan this. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so it's been a year. I go to meetings every couple weeks, and towards the end, you know, they've had one about every week, just going about the fundamentals of the parade, you know, who's lining up where. We have just schematic drawings and, you know, arrows and numbers and volunteers, and just, I mean, where we need to be, when we need to be. They just wanted this to be absolutely perfect. And I mean, the weather's beautiful. We couldn't have done any better than, I think, what we have here. They did a wonderful job.
And a lot of people are in the parade, you know, with the cars, with the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts, and the students who are in the military ROTC program. And then we also have the local police were here earlier too, and we had the Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, some soccer teams too.
Yes, so Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, police, like I said, police were involved. They were walking. Being a small town, we don't have a very large police department, but every one of them is here today, either walking, watching, riding. So they have made a huge presence. So it's great. This is, so up next we do have horses. I heard that we were going to have a few horses, maybe up to 10. So I don't know how many made it yet as they're coming around. But they're decorated in glitter, and we have some young riders with American flags. And these horses are courtesy of Burnshirt, which is a Hubbardston stable in town. And that looks like Stephanie Friend and Bob Hatch. They also volunteer in town. And that looks like little Claudia, which is Claudia Provenjal's daughter in the background. So, and a donkey. No, that's a mini pony. I'm sorry, it's a mini pony. I thought it was a donkey, but it is a mini pony. So I can only imagine how many steps that little guy has taken today. So this is Allison. She owns she owns a farm in town. It is Friendly, and we'll just say Donkey Farm, so because we're on the radio, and you can kind of piece it from there of what the name of her, her farm is. So, and then, like you said, we do have some military vehicles, and then we even have some tanks that came out, and yes, tanks are here in Hubbardston. So we have a tank, which is a 1960s vintage British model. It's called the Abbott. We do have a Jeep. It's a 1952 M38 A1C model, and it has a 105 millimeter cannon with a 50 cal rifle on it. I wish I would have been able to say that I knew this, but I could not have known this without local Bill Shea, who owns a Rupture Duck in town. He has been a huge part of this parade. I come into work, 8 o'clock in the morning, and I have a email from him from 2 o'clock in the morning, and then he calls me the next day, and I said, "Did you sleep?" And he always says, "If you rest, you rust." And so let me tell you, there's no rust. So these guys are loud, as you can hear, but they are proud to be here. Also, we want to thank Salvador Auto Group of Gardner and Higgins Power Sports of Barrie for bringing these out today. I know that they had a lot to do with this as well, which is huge for community, and it just shows these guys are local and they're here and supporting local, and that's how we make things just so cohesive. So here we have some walking fire department. In the front we have our Chief Robert Hayes, Lieutenant Troy Casey, Tim, we have the Dixons, Tina Dixon, and they are all in formation, as well as our ambulance, which is driven by Taylor Wilkinson. And then this is our last fire truck coming through, and behind it will be the police cars to finish off that end of the parade. So here is our fire truck, and it looks like John Demalia, who's also a planning board member, owns Demalia Gun Shop in town. Like I said, his wife owns Tiny Toes and Little Bows, so you can kind of see that community here as well.